space exploration has come to Niagara Falls as NASA scientist David Cheney made a presentation in anticipation of the upcoming total solar eclipse.
The presentation was about sun, mostly, initially about safe viewing of a solar eclipse and why we have solar eclipses, and then about heliophysics and the study of the sun that we do at NASA, and so that's really all the presentation was about.
With having a total solar eclipse here in Niagara, what are you hoping that people will take away from this event, being able to see it in person?
I think just understanding how the sun interacts with our day-to-day lives. It's really cool to see how much it changes when you have a total eclipse. I think that helps us take value in how much we receive from the sun and energy and other things.
It's not every day that a NASA scientist visits Niagara Falls. How will this longer than usual totality help you learn about the sun and the solar system in general?
Anytime we can get a total solar eclipse, we can see things closer to the sun than we ever get to see otherwise with all of our instruments. So whatever we can measure is great. In general, understanding more about the physics of the sun and how it interacts with our planet, we want to be able to measure as much of that as we can during this, and that gives us a little bit of a snapshot and a good period of time to do that with a total eclipse.
You actually did mention that during your presentation that there'll be 3 rockets that will be launched just before, during, and after the eclipse. What are you hoping they'll measure?
They're going to be measuring the density and temperature and charges in the ionosphere. So with that, we can measure how that changes in that short period of time during an eclipse. The only time we really get to measure that is with the sun going down and then coming back up. And this is a really kind of short window to measure all of that really quickly in the same window. So that's a really compact way of measuring the same thing that we don't get very many measurements in that, and so this is one of those really great opportunities to do that.
You also mentioned that those measurements will not be happening during the actual path of totality. Are you still able to get the same data as you would as if you were in the path?
Well, we're going to get the same impacts of at least a partial eclipse with that, even though we're not completely in the path of totality. So yeah, we're going to get similar types of data. It would be great if we were in the path of totality. In the fall, they were in the path of totality where they were able to observe. So that was a little bit better. So they can compare this data with what they saw in the fall, and that'll be a great comparison.
For those who may not know the difference, what is the difference between an annular and a total solar eclipse?
For an annular eclipse, the shadow of the moon on the Earth is not big enough to completely cover the whole sun. So you get a ring of the sun showing all the way around the shadow of the moon, and so that's called an annular eclipse.
So while solar eclipses are actually very common, what's very uncommon is for them to actually pass over this much land. How exciting is this that we're seeing this large path this year?
To me, this is more of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of people. So all the people that are in the path this time, most of them were not in the path in 2017 when there was the last time we had that. So this is an opportunity for them not to have to necessarily travel a long ways to be able to go and see something that is just really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that's free. You can go outside and watch it, right? So that part is actually just great for, I think, a lot of the public. And for me, it's great. I was not expecting to get to see the last total solar eclipse, so I'm really excited to see another total solar eclipse and compare my experience from last time to this time.
So April is Citizen Science Month at NASA. So how will these living within the path of totality be contributing to the research that you are doing about the effects of the total solar eclipse this year?
Well, so if they go in and get involved in the citizen science opportunities, they can use their phone or whatever measurements they want. And any data we gather during this can help us understand how a total eclipse impacts the environment around us. So anything they add will add huge amounts of data to our understanding.
So you said this was a big year for heliophysics, and why is that?
Well, we start with the annular eclipse that happened in October. We have this total solar eclipse, and having 2 eclipses in essentially the same year time frame is a big thing. You don't usually get that, and then we have Parker Solar Probe that's going to have its closest approach in December. With all of those events, we're gathering a lot more data about the sun. And so it's a big data science year. So you're getting lots of science out of those events that help us further our understanding of the sun.
The one thing I took away from your presentation today is just how exciting this all is, and it seems like you're still excited even after all these years.
Oh, I'm very excited about it. I love doing stuff with science and understanding the science. I really love telling people about the science and helping people understand it. So that's what makes this exciting to me.
Many people are expected to come to Niagara Falls to see this once-in-a-lifetime event. All we need now are some clear skies. Reporting for YourTV Niagara, I'm Lori Taraba.